I'm taking the strap. I'm strapped up.
Seven, what was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 171 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
With Flowz.
And before we kick off the episode, guys, my usual housekeeping message, head over to our Instagram, which is SZN Podcast, or Twitter, which is SZN Pod. Link in the bio on both of those pages there, and that link will take you to where we're situated at streaming-wise. So however you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple Podcasts for the audio or Spotify, or if you like the visuals, we upload to the YouTube channel a few days after the audio upload. So make sure you guys do that, get that, support that. Thank you. Flowz, here we are, another week. We're in December now. So we're sort of ticking off the last couple of fights of the year, the final big, because let's be real, Flowz, there's some huge cards this December should be prosperous. Flowz, for us boxing fans, this December should be prosperous. I'm going to use the word prosperous because we've got a lot of hella big fights, a couple of super fights left. I'm looking forward to this last month of the year, Flowz, from a boxing perspective. Let's get it, man. I'm sure you're the same as well, right?
Yeah. Big one.
So we've got
the year.
Yeah, man, great way to wrap up the year. And before we preview, obviously, the fights coming up next week, we've got some fights to discuss and review that occurred this weekend, Flowz. Two quick cards that we can quickly run through. One card was over on these shores, and then we've got one over in America as well. I think it's only right that we start home, or we say home, it was in Belfast.
Yeah.
We have a card headlined by Mick Conlan. He was fighting Jordan Gill in his backyard in Belfast. Flowz. Damn. I think we were both quite, we felt that Conlan, who has fought for a world title twice, failed twice, come up short twice. The first one was gut-wrenching, as we know, Lee would. But we felt, obviously, we rate Conlan. He's someone that has serious amateur pedigree, someone that we thought would be a future champion at some point in the pro ranks. Come up short twice, but, we give him a few more chances. But he should be dispatching Jordan Gill and getting back on to looking for another title shot for him to win. So, yeah, I fully expected, Flowz, that Conlan would easily go past this. No offense to Jordan Gill, but he's someone that I see as almost like a British level fighter. Let me not say British level. I don't know to be harsh, but
European level.
European level, yeah. I think that's better. Yeah, the British are a bit harsh, but not world class and not world title level. I feel like Jordan Gill is the type of someone that obviously honest, professional, hard nights work if you don't take him seriously. But if he was a fighter champion, he will come up short each time, or most of the time, I feel like. So I was fully expecting Mick Conlan to come through this nice comeback performance in front of his, buoyed by his home crowd in Belfast. But Flowz, I think we got a serious shock. I wasn't able to catch the fight live, but I caught like the last remnants of it, Flowz, and I was absolutely shocked. Where we've seen Mick Conlan fall to Jordan Gill, not even fall, Flowz. He got knocked out. He got stopped in his own backyard in the 7th round by Jordan Gill, Flowz. And I think, I don't want to do a Prince Nassim here, Flowz, but I think serious questions need to be asked, Flowz. It's harsh, Flowz, but I'll explain my reasonings, but I feel like, before I let you jump in, but yeah, I feel like that it might be time for Mick Conlan to consider packing it up, Flowz. I'll be so real. Yeah, man.
It's not good because he was obviously dropped to the second round.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the sentiments are that Mick Conlan hasn't been able to transition or bring his amateur pedigree into the pro ranks. Great amateur, but it just hasn't translated. I think his issue is that bro has no pop. We've seen him put down Lee Woods, but Lee Woods recovered and stopped him.
Yeah.
I think even looking at it, he's taller than
He's Jordan Gill.
he's taller than Jordan Gill, but Jordan Gill looks huge, much bigger than him there. Look much bigger, much stronger.
He's a bit wiry, isn't he, Mick? He's a bit wiry in terms of his frame. Yeah.
Yeah. And they both moved up to super featherweight for this fight. Obviously.
Yeah.
And he just hurt, easily hurt.
Yeah. So
not able to hurt Gill at all. Yeah, go on.
No, I mean, you mentioned that you felt like his issue is that he's like a pop. I'm going to add to that, Flowz. I think it's more now. I think his punch resistance is gone now. Because Jordan Gill isn't a power puncher. Jordan Gill doesn't knock people out, doesn't stop people, doesn't really hurt people, Flowz. I think 27 fights for Gill, only 8 by KO. Well, 9 now, obviously, with the Conlan victory. But he isn't known for being a monster puncher. And we've seen him drop Conlan heavily in the second round, Flowz. And I'll be so real to you, Flowz, watching that fight, Conlan never recovered from that knockdown. That knockdown in the second round, he never recovered. His legs never looked the same to me.
Yeah.
From the second to the 7th round. It just didn't look. You know, when a fighter is still suffering those lingering effects, Flowz, and it's like, if this guy lands another big shot, it will take him back into that zone of him being wobbly legged. It just seemed like that to me. And as I said, Jordan Gill isn't known for being a monster puncher. There are other monster punchers in that division. And if Jordan Gill is able to get you wobbly legged and hurt you like he did, you know, it doesn't speak good, Flowz. And ultimately, Flowz, I'm going to use this. I think the Lee Wood fight did irrepressible damage to Mick Conlan. I'll be so real, Flowz. I don't think he's been the same since that fight. Obviously, that the stoppage was really dirty, and you know he had to get taken to hospital, I think, afterwards, and they had to really do like severe checks on him and stuff. I think that fight and how it ended, and where he got hit and how he got hit, because he basically passed out and fell through the ropes, didn't he? Like, it was really, and obviously he was out on his feet. It was a real bad knock. I think he's still suffering effects from that fight, Flowz, and he hasn't been the same since then, which is a shame, which is a big shame. Because if I'm looking at performances now, Flowz, didn't Lopez stop him?
Yeah, badly.
Badly. Yes, it was Lopez stopped him badly. And now Jordan Gill, punch resistance, I think, is shot. Flowz, I think the punch resistance is shot. I think it's gone.
Yeah.
And as you say, he doesn't have pop. So you've got a fighter here, doesn't really have pop, and is getting hit a bit too easy now, and there's no resistance. Jordan Gill, as I say, isn't world level, European level, we can say, Flowz. It's just the signs are there to me, Flowz, that he really might have to finish. I'm just going through all of that, Flowz. I'm not even trying to be funny or harsh. I'm just going through I'm just going through all the things that I'm seeing in all the years I've watched boxing. It's not looking good, bro. It really isn't, Flowz. So where does he go from here?
Yeah, that's the issue. Like, look, world title aspirations, you got to park that aside for the time being. If you are to continue, I feel his team may have guided him the wrong way after a bad knockdown like that. To move up in weight, fight food, man. I know sometimes we're against it, but
yeah,
Gill's alive. Credit to Gill as well. Let's give him credit. He looks good at the weight. He looks
6-1 underdog, by the way. Yeah.
He looks good throughout the fight. He looks confident. He looks strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe he's found some knockout power in this division. Maybe.
Maybe.
But like you say, looking at his career, looking at him from the past fights, he's not a knockout artist. He's not a big puncher at all.
At all, bro.
So yeah, it's damning. It's damning watching if he could put you flat on your back in round 2, wobble and hurt you repeatedly, and then get you out of there. I don't know where Conlan goes from here, but I think he needs to rebuild. Lee Wood fight was only last year. The Lee Wood fight, knocked it out. He was knocked out earlier this year.
Lee Wood fight was this year. Yeah, I mean last year. Sorry, you're right. Yeah,
it was last year. Because it was one of our knockouts of the year from last year. I remember.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Been knocked out this year. And then straight in. Look, granted, he was meant to beat Jordan Gill, but he could have, because he fought easier touches after the
after the Wood fight. He fought 2 nice easy touches for him to get back into it, and you know. It was
Fight
just
too
obviously
easy.
yeah. But then the Lopez fight was woo.
Just meant to win that as well. Really,
As we said, we've said Lopez as a boxer technically is quite horrible,
yeah,
but he's effective at it somehow. But we fully expected Conlan to come through that. We said that look, that's a much easier touch for a world title than a Lee Wood. So go on, have yourself in Belfast as well. Go on, bro. Grab that belt. And we were shocked when we came back and we saw that he's been knocked out in 5, heavily as well. So Flowz, the signs are good, man. The signs are good, man. It's pointing to real hard conversations that he has to have with his team, in my opinion, in terms of career being on the ropes and whatnot. Because I don't see where he can go from here, Flowz. Especially if now the resistance that, from why it looks to me, the resistance is shot to pieces. What's the point?
Look, at the end of the day, these men have to make money. that's how I see it. Money is what's going to talk here. So I don't think he's had any huge paydays in his career. He's got a good following, so he can still forge another comeback trail, get a few wins on his belt. Then he'll have to take a risk where he's the underdog against someone, and he's gonna have to try and pull it off. Because another loss after a rebuild now, because he can say he's not had a chance to rebuild after the Lopez loss. He's gonna have to,
bro. Gill was the rebound.
Gill
was the rebuild, bro. It's in flipping Belfast, bro. This is the rebuild.
Yeah, it's long. It's yeah. I don't know, but I wouldn't say it's time to retire because he's a skilled boxer. I just think he needs to get his confidence back. If he's still getting hurt and wobbled against lesser opponents, then yeah. But he's not young, like you say. So
I was saying he's not young. He's 32. So just bear that in mind as well. He's 32 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked small at the weight for me anyway. I don't know where he goes. If he can't go back down to featherweight, they kill him there. Yeah, I don't know. But his team need to have a long sit down. I wouldn't say retirement's the next step, but I think some form of rebuild of confidence. Some time to think.
Boy.
Yeah, it's peak. Maybe even a change of trainer or something.
Maybe because somebody's clearly look. It's back-to-back KOs.
Yeah,
in fights that you was favorite to win, both in Belfast as well. Like it's not looking good, man, at all. And I said questions have to be asked, Flowz. In fact, would you deem like another hard question, Flowz, based on the hype that was around this guy, Flowz? Is he going down as a serious disappointment at this where he is right now? Because he was hyped, deservedly so. One of Ireland's best amateurs, most decorated amateurs. Coming fanfare. I remember his first debut fight. We had McGregor ringside, and in Madison Square Garden, like all the Irish were backing him. We thought, I hold my hands up. We thought like, I saw that debut fight. He looks very good. I suspect he'll be a champion soon. So he has gone. Unfortunately, Flowz, for me, he has disappointed, and that's not no knock on him. It's just how the career's panned out. I thought he would be a champion by now. I thought he'll beat Lee Wood. I think we both have him. Yeah, we all said he was winning. He was winning the fight, but yeah, again, that's another fight where I said, okay, this is where he's gonna get his title. It didn't go for him. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, I think it's fair to say he has been a disappointment, Flowz, and he's not the only one. That fails to adapt to the pro ranks. It happens quite a lot. In terms of like top amateurs, the pro game is just different, and they don't adapt well, and they fall to the wayside. And at this point, Flowz, he's one of them to me.
Yeah, the amateur ranks and pro, they're almost different sports.
It's so different.
Listeners, they're different sports. They want 3 rounds typically. Headgear, bigger gloves. It's a different sport altogether. It hasn't translated for him, and I think he will go down to the disappointment, especially if he ends his career without winning a world title. Yeah, it's he's had 2 shots at the world title now. Lost both. Yeah, been stopped by a European level fighter now. Yeah,
it's actually all his losses are like heavy stoppages as well. Yeah, like bad stoppages, like heavy, like not even like controversial stoppages, whatever. These are all like heavy stoppages. It's going to take its toll, Flowz. The damage he's taken is a lot.
Yeah.
When you repeat, you get knocked out, you get weaker and weaker, man. It's peak. So, boy.
And it plays. Look, I'll give it. He does have heart. He showed heart even after he was hurt. He came to fight.
Yeah.
He's not one who rolls over. He's not one who hides. So you can see the heart's there, the warrior's there. But if the armor is weak, then there's only so much you can do.
Yeah. So, and big shout to Jordan Gill, man. Huge win. He's just come off. He came off a stoppage. He got destroyed by Kiko Martinez. So that was his last fight, and so he's even him. I think he even said that this was a massive turning point. This fight was crucial for him as well, because he himself was having those conversations with himself, like, if I lose this, do I call it a day or what? So huge win for him. Happy for him, and it was a deserved win. Great performance.
Yeah, shout out to Jordan Gill. Maybe this could re-spark his career.
Yeah,
and maybe we might see him go to win a world title. I don't know. Yeah.
Imagine that, man. And took his powers. Give me that. Mine now.
Look, cool. It was a good fight, but yeah, we'll see where both fighters go from here.
For sure. Yeah. Cool. Let's move over to America, Flowz. Ryan Garcia versus is Oscar Duarte.
Yeah.
Flowz, I think it's only right before we delve into this one, we got to talk about the preamble. Because beforehand, I was crying, Flowz. We've seen the final presser, I think it was, where Ryan Garcia, who, as we know, Flowz, listeners, if you don't know, Ryan Garcia has, let's say he's in an ongoing dispute with his promotional team, Golden Boy, Oscar and Bernard. And essentially, it's been well documented, shall I say, because it's over things such as, I think Ryan feels like they're not managing him right, they're not promoting him right. He's asking for certain fights, and Oscar is doing his usual, we want him to fight this person, and naming guys that he doesn't even, Ryan has no business fighting and whatnot. So it's definitely fair to say that Ryan has been very disgruntled, and he's expressed this on Twitter, Flowz. He's gone at them on Twitter. He's at it, golden. Oscar said, "Oh yeah, we're trying to set up we're trying to set up Ryan versus so and so. Is it Cruz?
Pacquiao.
Oh, Pacquiao. Yeah, it was Pacquiao." And Ryan's reply said, I never said no. I don't want this. I've told you this before. I want this guy. Stop taking the piss. So they've so they've openly gone at each other, which is hilarious. And you know what, Flowz? I don't like the way Oscar moves. So I've always been Team Ryan on this. I can't lie. Oscar, I respect him as a boxer. He's one of the GOATs, but obviously he's your GOAT, not mine. That's for sure. Let's get out the way, because he's always been your GOAT. I know that. As a promoter, Flowz, I don't like the way he moves, Flowz. Very slimy. He's a bitter man as well. How he moves with how he's moved with Canelo since Canelo left him is nasty to me. So I was happy to see Ryan actually stand up for himself and go at him, because Oscar to me moves horrible ever since he retired. So I was happy to see this outburst at the press conference, because essentially Oscar and Bernard have been sending shots at Ryan in little interviews and stuff like that. And I think they've basically just been, talking about how ungrateful Ryan is, and almost obviously there's tensions there, because after he lost the Tank, Oscar and Bernard didn't show up to the presser. They left Ryan by himself to do all that. They didn't even show that they left. So there's a lot of, you can see there's visual tensions there. Ryan feels like they just, hung him out to dry. And I've even heard them talk about, oh yeah, if Ryan loses, he's got to rethink his career. He might have to call it a day and whatnot. They've been dropping stuff like that, bro. Shady little comments there, there just to imply that, they're not really rocking with him and they're looking to cash out. So we've seen Bernard now take the stand, and he's definitely spoken at Ryan. It's obvious, Flowz. He sent a little shot at Ryan. And even as he's finished, Flowz, he's looked at Ryan before he's walked off. So I was happy to then see Ryan take the stand and just go. He went off on Oscar and Bernard, just, called them out on their lies and BS. It was hilarious, Flowz. Absolutely hilarious. Oscar's face in the background was peak. And obviously the crowning moment, Flowz, is when he went at B-Hop, B-Hop is my guy, one of the GOATs, legendary fighter. But B-Hop mentioned something about, fighters lying and whatnot, and Ryan basically lying. And Ryan called him out and said, you want to talk about lies and whatnot? You said you'll never lose to a white guy. But I saw Joe Smith Jr. knock you out the ring. And last time I checked, he was white. And I was Flowz. I was finished. I couldn't believe it. I was so finished. Damn. Flowz, why do you have to do B-Hop like that, man?
Oh, man.
That's the GOAT, That's one of the GOATs.
When I saw that press conference, I was crying because Oscar De La Hoya's face when he said for him. When you saw the number.
No, yeah.
When the camera pans to Bernard Hopkins, when he's cooking Bernard,
so funny.
His face. Oh man, Ryan Garcia, I'm waiting for him because something's have to be said.
He had his AB moment.
Yeah.
He had his AB, LB. You're not with me. You get it. He had his AB moment. That's what it was.
But obviously it was a bit more composed and less emotional. Because he has a right to speak his mind. Like you say, there's been tensions for a long time. You remember when they told him he had the Pacquiao fight and he started promoting it, and it turned out So they embarrassed him on that front, and then they tried to sell it to him again. They said, "No, I'm not fully fit this time. I don't want it." They left him out to dry after the Tank lost. We've heard comments saying, "No, Tank's a beast." This man's not really. And they've never fully supported him as such. Basically seen him as a cash cow.
Yeah.
And now the tension seems to be rising. So he was well entitled or well within his rights to air his grievances. Yeah. So, it just made great entertainment for us to watch it.
Yeah. And I have no doubts, Flowz, that if, let's say Ryan lost this fight, we'll see more shady behavior from Golden Boy trying to distance himself from Ryan, but bro, I'm sure of it, bro. That being said, the fight, Oscar Duarte, Flowz. As I said, I didn't even know about this guy. But obviously, I'm watching the build-up, I'm seeing the comments. People are talking like this guy is some serious, I'm seeing people say, I can't believe they're letting Ryan fight this guy. He's dangerous. He's a real-life opponent, blah, blah. He's a serious guy. This is a real tricky banana skin for Ryan. I'm thinking, okay, I don't really know much about him, but okay, I look forward to seeing him then because I'm looking for a good fight. Flowz, I kid you not, Flowz. I saw one round of this guy and I said, he ain't it. Flowz, I saw one round and I said, he ain't it. Your bog standard Mexican pressure fighter.
Without frame.
But the worst kind of pressure fighter. Look, there's two types of fight. He's a type of pressure fighter I hate. I don't rate. Because Oscar Duarte is the type of pressure fighter that applies pressure to you with his hands up. He won't throw. It's not until he's right in front of you and his feet are set, and that's when he'll start throwing. He can't, because the good pressure fighters, Flowz, are the guys that pressure you whilst throwing punches. Oscar Duarte is the basic type. Just walk forward like this, tight guard, and then, I'm in front of you now. Just try and get my hands off. Whack. Poor. So I saw that in round one, Flowz. I said, you look, gas this guy up, man. He ain't nothing. Ryan should really, really piece this guy up. And we've seen in the first couple of rounds, Flowz, to me, Ryan was piecing up in terms of the jab was inconsistent. I felt like he should be more consistent, but he could easily, basically, the story of the fight was, Flowz, that this Duarte guy was marching forward, hands up, and as he's coming in, Ryan was trying to pick him off, basically. So obviously Ryan had the power and the speed edge as we knew he would. So as this guy was trying to come forward, Ryan was either jabbing him or throwing a couple shots behind the guard, 1-2 combinations, a few shots to the body. So to me, I'm there thinking, this is going to be an easy night's work for Ryan because this guy to me, is very, very basic. He's not offering much. He's not throwing as he's coming forward. He's just coming forward with a tight guard. And, the uppercut was there for him, for example. Ryan's bigger and rangier. So that's what I expected. And that's what I was getting for a few rounds. However, there were some things that Ryan... Look, I've always said to me, Flowz, right, that Ryan Garcia is still a work in progress. And he still isn't. He's behind his peers, because the main thing for me is his boxing IQ isn't there yet. His peers, talking about the Tiafimos, the Shakurs, the Devin Haney's, their boxing IQ is very, very high. The Tanks as well, a lot higher than his. Ryan Garcia's is low on that scale. And what's going to take him to the next level is him working on his boxing IQ. I think he's got good tools in terms of the speed, the size, the power, but his IQ is what's letting him down. So I'm watching this fight now, and like I said, I'm saying like, look, Ryan Garcia can have an easy night's work here. Eventually, he can stop this guy. He can, because this guy is pretty basic to me. He's throwing punches. He is throwing some punches, and landing a few good shots. But overall, Ryan seems to be taking them well, and it's not too much of a tricky customer to me. I'm giving him most of the rounds. I think around the 5th round, Flowz, we've seen Ryan Garcia break out this bastardized shoulder roll that I've never ever seen him do before, Flowz, in my life. I've never seen him do it. Flowz, it's horrible, because the proper shoulder roll, Floyd style, is obviously you're coming at an angle, but it's your upper body really that's sort of turned a little bit in the angle towards the shoulder or whatever.
Yeah.
What Ryan Garcia he was doing his whole body, including his feet, was sideways on. It was ridiculous, Flowz. Absolutely, I've never seen anything like it. Like the way Sean Porter was killing him, saying he needs to stop this. I don't know what he's doing. It's going to get him in trouble. He's going to lose his fight to character, because Duarte had his best rounds when Ryan Garcia, instead of using his jab and his foot and his movement to move around it, instead of using his jab and his footwork, Flowz, to defend, which is what he was doing in the earlier rounds, he then resorted to just being stationary and using this shoulder roll, this horrible shoulder roll, where his whole body was side on, and it was so awkward, Flowz. It was horrible. There were times when he basically was turning his back towards Duarte, and the referee was admonishing Duarte, like, don't hit behind, whatever. But it's because Ryan Garcia keeps turning around. Yeah. So, Flowz, it was terrible. And it wasn't coming from, I forgot that he's with Derek James now. Completely forgot. But yeah, it wasn't coming from Derek James. He even said afterwards, this wasn't Derek James' instruction. Derek James told him not to do it, but he went and did it anyways. Yeah. Chris Mannix thought that maybe because obviously Duarte was going to the body a little bit, and obviously the side that Ryan Garcia was turning away from was the side that he got hurt versus tanking. So Chris Mannix said that maybe potentially it's because obviously that's where he got hurt versus tank towards the body, and maybe something's twinged again, maybe, who knows, or he's just protecting it because he's cautious about it. That potentially could be it, but regardless, Flowz, he should never do that again. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, because we suspected that he was injured before the tank fight. Regarding the body shot. Yeah,
that was confirmed, actually.
Yeah. So he came out and said he had a broken rib or something, inspiring, or rib injury inspiring, which affected him for the fight. And that's obviously where. And I think Tank even
knew about it. His sparring partner stitched Tank.
Yeah.
Tank was gloating about it. Yeah.
So Tank knew beforehand that he injured in sparring. So yeah, it could be. Because even in Ryan started getting on his bike and legit moving and avoiding Duarte from like round 7 after the failed shoulder roll.
Yeah.
Because he basically cut that out and got on his bike and started running, not running, but moving, avoiding, not letting Duarte get anywhere near him. He was legit doing the whole hit and not get hit, or not get hit at all. Which we'll get onto, because he wasn't throwing the jab while he was moving, which is something you should do. So the jab was non-existent and he was just moving. He was trying to do check hooks, but set everything up with the jab, man. Because the crowd were booing, getting onto him. But look, that Duarte, like you say, when you said that people rating him, I was like, I was thinking, because I looked at his record, I was like, I ain't seen nothing I can rate him off.
Yeah, that's the thing. We hadn't seen him in it, and obviously there's people there. Apparently, people are tuning to, like, seriously tapped. Obviously, maybe they're Mexicans, who knows? But these guys seem like Americans. They're super tapped into Mexican fighters because most of his fights are in Mexico. So yeah, again, I hadn't seen him, so I'm like, okay, well, let's see in it. But yeah, go on.
I'm just not. But when it's a certain side of the pod rating someone, I know what they like to do.
Yeah.
they want to discredit Ryan Garcia to a degree. Or people won't rate Ryan Garcia anymore because he's been stopped. But yeah, I think Ryan Garcia did start off well. I saw the jab move in. You can see he's fast twitch, ain't he? So his hand speed looks
very
good.
twitchy.
He picks
twitchy.
good shots.
Yeah.
And then at certain points he looked defensively okay. Then he almost went through like different phases during that fight.
Yeah.
And every phase needs work almost. Like if you want to pick this star, that needs work. If you want to do this, that needs work. I think I liked the boxing and moving a bit better.
Yeah. That's what he looked best at. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's works best, but just be consistent with that jab. Let that jab fly out.
Essentially.
Because he's long, he's rangy. What weight was this at? Because he looked big.
140. This is what I'm saying, Flowz. He has a lot of tools. He has a lot of tools. He's the biggest out of all of them in terms of size and whatever. He's even at 140, he looks like he can go up. Not yet, but I'm saying in the future he can be at 147.
Yeah. I think he missed weight, didn't he, for this one? I think he came in at 143. Oh,
right. Really? I must have missed that. I can't remember.
I think he came in heavy. It was like 143 or something. That's why I wanted to confirm what weight, because I saw that no one was getting on. Someone said no one was getting on to him for missing weight. And I was like, wait, what?
Fair.
So I think he came in at 143. But yeah, I've not verified that. But yeah, look, if he uses these tools and boxes and moves, I look at these man, I think, you talk about Ali and all this and the best box. All of them, when they're moving, they're throwing out the jab. They're using the jab.
Yeah.
So if you want to idolize the goats were the goats for a reason. Just get your. But yeah, obviously, a lot of people aren't used to boxing and moving. They usually set themselves up and let their hands go, especially if you've been dominating fighters for years, fighting less opposition. So you can work on that. The hand speed there, the power's there. You saw him land the way he wobbled Duarte and hurt him.
Peak. So it came from the check hook. Duarte rushing in as he was doing all night, and there were times when Ryan Garcia was catching him. He caught him nicely this time, and obviously we've seen Duarte. He's hurt instantly, so obviously Ryan's unloaded and dropped him. Let's talk about the stoppage Flowz, because Duarte is essentially, obviously, the referee's counting. I'm looking at Duarte's face, bro, and I'm thinking, oh, rah, he might not get up. Referee's hit 9 now. And then that's when he's tried to jump up. He's jumped up. But the referee said it's too late. Waved it off. Now, apparently afterwards he protested. No, as in not in the ring, but as in after the press conference, he had to go at the ref. Yeah. Flowz, I watched that back and I looked at his face. This guy didn't want it. He quit. He quit. I'm looking at his eyes, Flowz. Like he's looking mad. Like as in the effort to get was. If he really wanted it, Flowz, he would have got up at 8. He can say, I was trying to delay the count, but no. I feel like if he really, really wanted it, he would be up by 8, and he carried on. He got to 9. He's looking all half-hearted, blah blah, and then he's starting to jump up at 9. I'm looking at afterwards when the referees waved it off, Flowz. He's not even protesting in the ring. He's just like, and like that's it. It's only after the press conference when he started talking about the ref and the referee was harshing him. I don't think he truly wanted it, Flowz. I think that jump up was just for cameras, and it's karma because obviously, Flowz, he had a go at Ryan for being a quitter, but to me, bro, you just quit. So you don't throw stones at a glass house, right, Flowz? To me, he quit, man. I actually don't rate this one to the guy, man. Basic, and he's a quitter in my eyes. I ain't trying to see him again.
You killed him. Look, I will say about the stoppage. Look, I've said this before. He got up at 9. The ref waved up and he tried to put his hands up like, what's going on?
Cameras, bro.
Which you should do. You're meant to do that. You're meant to. But look, for one, I feel like his legs were finished. His legs were gone. Before he went down, he'd already been hurt. His legs were wobbly.
He kind of like folded it. He folded into like the yeah. Every
shot that landed was wobbling his legs. His legs were gone. That's why he took the knee. He just went down because he couldn't get his legs. Yeah. So, two, I will say that he wanted to. Fair enough if he wanted to take as long as he wanted, and getting up at 9, he felt like he beat the count. Obviously, if you're leaving it after 8, it's you're risking a lot.
It's a big risk. We know. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He should know this. He should know this.
But with that said, I don't like the refs waving it off if someone's even up at 10. If someone's even up at 10 or they're getting up at 10. I always say, refs, give yourself more time to look at them. Yeah. Granted, his legs were gone, and I believe he would have been stopped immediately after if the ref said continue. But I do. Obviously, the ref's looking at them while they're doing the count.
That's what I'm saying. I'm literally going to say, don't forget the referee's looking at in his eyes. So the referee can still tell and gauge. Is it all okay then? Is he what? Yeah. The referee can still gauge that.
But if they give themselves 2 more seconds when they're looking at them and be like, no, like no, they don't. Oh. It's not like, the controversy is whether they beat the count or not. The controversy is, there is a controversy because the refs looked at him and said, no, nah, you can't continue, bro. Like, give yourself 2 seconds and be like, okay, you beat the count. You look like you can continue. And to me, the answer was no for this brother anyway.
Either way, Flowz was getting stopped.
Yeah, but now he can say, the ref stopped it too early. The ref could have given himself 2 more seconds and looked at him and even said, walk over there. I promise you, he would have wobbled.
Yeah.
So, but like you look back at like Zab Judah when Costa Zoo dropped him and he got up too early and his legs were all over the place.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was hilarious. Like if he took the count and got up, maybe the fight could have continued. So I can see why Oscar Duarte wanted to give himself as much time and thought he beat the count and he could be aggrieved that the ref stopped it. So I just feel like refs, if a person beats 10, even if they get up at 10, give yourself a few seconds to do the checks and wave it off if you don't think they can continue. I don't think you could punish someone for maybe just not getting up for half a second, especially if they're waiting for the count kind of thing. They're looking at you and they can hear the count. They're ready for it. So you know their time in the count. I just think there should be a bit more balance. If someone's like sprawling around and can't make it up for 10, then you can wave it off. But if they've taken a knee and they're looking at you, give them an extra second to see. That's just my opinion.
Really, man. I ain't trying to see Oscar Duarte again anyways. That's bottom line for me, bro. I wasn't impressed. I don't know why they were gassed him. Yeah. But Ryan Garcia, Flowz, as I said, Flowz, he's still a work in progress for me. You saw the good, the bad, and the ugly with him, I think, in that performance. Don't do the shoulder roll again, bro. You're not Floyd. Listen to Derek James. He said that to you. That's what you claimed in the presser, so don't do it again. And yeah, like I said, the jab, if he's consistent with it, the boxing move style works for him. The counter puncher style works for him as well because he's got quick hands and he's twitchy, as you say. But yeah, I don't want to see that shoulder roll again, Flowz. And that's what it was really annoying me because I thought to myself, what are you doing, bro? Like, this is just not good. But yeah, he thought he had the power and just the overall class to get this guy out of there. He beats Rolly. Obviously, he called out Rolly. I think he beats Rolly. But the rest of the guys are still streaks ahead of him. And that's purely because they just have a much better boxing brain flow. So Tank destroyed. Obviously, we've seen Tank beat him. Everyone else at 140, you know who we're talking about. They're all going to beat him. But yeah, man, we know that he had a couple words for Shakur afterwards as well. All these 135, 140 pounders, man, they all know each other. They all hate each other. It's so funny. It's hilarious, Flowz. They always go at each other every day. Shakur is now public enemy number 1 by the looks of things in those 2 weight classes. So they all have the go at him. I saw Shakur beefing Tiafimo the other day and George Kambosos again. So, yeah, we'll get these fights eventually. But yeah, Rolly, focus on working on what you need to work on. Not Rolly, sorry, Ryan, focus on working on what you need to work on. And I don't know how realistic the Rolly fight is, to be honest, Flowz. Obviously, Rolly being PBC and Thingy being Golden Boy. And to be honest, I don't even know how many fights he's got left in his Golden Boy contract, but it seems like he wants to dip. So, yeah, I don't know what's next for him, but if he can make the Rolly fight, that's good for him. Let him grab a belt. Because the rest of his peers have had belts at least, so I think it's time for him to now look for that. And Rolly's an easy lick, in my opinion.
Well, Rolly's champion in recess, isn't he?
Yeah, the issue is Rolly had the injury. He was meant to fight. He was mandated to fight O'Hara Davis.
Yeah.
He then said, well, he had the injury. And So in the interim, for the interim belt, O'Hara is going to fight Barroso.
Yeah.
And then Roddy will be mandated to fight the winner of that, obviously. So he has got a bit of a queue for him to get to Roddy Romero. So yeah,
and
he might have to
even
explore
delayed
options.
because what's it called? O'Hara Davis and Barroso were meant to fight. Was it this weekend or last weekend?
It was only this weekend, I think, but it's been moved now. Yeah.
So that's been moved, so that there's even more of a delay there. But look, there's potential grabs in that division for him, and Roddy's one he should definitely be eyeing up. If Roddy wants bread, he should try and get.
Well, that's the potential for Flowz. It's the only grab, in my opinion, because the other champions are what? Haney. We'll discuss that in a second. Regis Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Subriel Matias, who is very, very dangerous, as we know. Like he's super dangerous. So I don't. Yeah, I only see Roddy is the only one that's beatable for him. I don't think he beats Matias, Regis, or Haney or Teo. So not yet, anyways.
Yeah, if whatever happens between he beats O'Hara Davis, I believe. Should be Barroso. But Barroso was giving Roddy out. So
Barroso killed Roddy, boy.
If he wants to campaign at 140, there's some good fights to set up there. So stick him out. But you need to be trying to grab a belt now, Garcia, because you've avoided. He was mandatory for Haney for ages.
Yeah.
Didn't want it at 135. Yeah, we'll see what he's on at 140.
We'll see what he's on. But hopefully he's taking back control of his career and keep going to Oscar, man. I love that. Not too much in B-Hop, though. That's a legend right there. Cool, folks. Let's preview some fights for next week. Two main cards to talk about, Flowz. Let's talk about. It's funny because we've almost semi-previewed this because obviously when we had when we had Hayden over, we did sort of get into it. But we could speak about it a little bit, Flowz. Regis Prograis, Devin Haney's finally here, Flowz. I'm excited for it. Again, hats off to both competitors. Hats off to Haney because obviously, a lot of people don't like Devin Haney. He's very Marmite-like, Flowz. You see people like us, I think, that do rate him. But there's a lot of people out there who think he's super overrated and they're itching to see him lose. And he talks a lot, Devin. He backs it up, to be fair, because like I said, he's gone from unifying, undisputed, fighting what's his name, Lomachenko, moving up and going straight at the guy that most people consider the most dangerous guy in the division, in Regis Prograis. So hats off, man. No, as you said, no one's really doing that. He's only 25 as well, so no one's really doing that. What he's doing. So I want to give another shout out to Devin Haney for making this fight and being down for this fight. As we said when we had that pod in October, Flowz, when we had Hayden on the pod, it's a super dangerous fight for Devin Haney. My sentiments haven't changed though. I think Haney's going to win this. I've got Haney winning. And I don't envision that Haney will stand in the pocket and trade like he did with Lomachenko. He better not. If he does that, he will get knocked out. That I'm sure, Flowz. That I'm 100% sure.
Yeah.
Because Regis is probably the hardest hitter between Regis and Matias. Those two are probably the hardest hitters in the division, the serious bangers. So I think Haney's going to go back to as Hayden described it, peck, grab style. But that style is going to win him the fight. Because we saw Regis against a boxer recently, and he didn't look good. And it could be an off night, who knows? But he didn't look good regardless. Haney, to me, is a good enough boxer to do that and to make it not nice for Regis, and that's why I'm still backing Haney. What about you, Flowz? Has your sentiments, because I think you had the same sentiments, but has it changed since we had that pod with Hayden?
Nah, I think Haney wins this for his decision. Just going to outbox him. Going to make it, I don't think Regis will make it easy, but I think Haney's got the skill to do it. Obviously, it's going to be, there's a lot of questions to be answered. The fact he's moving up in the divisions. Can he take Regis' power at 140? Regis is talking that he can box too, which he can. He's an underrated boxer.
I've always given Regis his boxing credit. I think we both of us on this pod, we've said he's a good boxer. He's a good boxer. It's just that we don't think he can outbox Devin Haney. No way.
I don't know about outboxing. Haney. So I think Haney wins this,
Hmm.
and it will be a very impressive win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think it'd be a good? Do you think it'd be an exciting fight, or because again, another tag that Haney has is he was the original. Now they're putting the tag on Shakur, but Haney was the original boring guy, puts people to sleep. With Haney going back to that style that we think he might do you think this would be an exciting fight, or do you think Haney's going to suck the life out of it a little bit, which is kind of what he might need to do to win anyways?
I think Haney's boring because he has no pop. I think that was the biggest issue. We've seen him try and get out a Gamboa.
Try his hardest, boy.
And fail miserably. And that also makes fights boring where you're more skilled than your opponent and you're not even able to hurt them or get them out of there.
You're thinking to yourself, come on now, get him out of here now, by now. Come on, bro. What are you doing? It's like, hurry up. Yeah.
So just being, obviously he's defensive minded. Being defensive minded, you're not going to war with people. So you lose that element. You're not knocking out people. So there's that element of entertainment. What you really giving the casual fan. A boxing clinic. No one wants to see that.
Casuals ain't trying to say boxing clinic. We are, but casuals ain't. Yeah.
So I think there might be some. Well, he gave us some entertainment with the Lomachenko fight, but I don't think he should do that.
He fought, but that's the thing. He fought differently that way. That's why, because
So I think he should be more defensive minded and stick to boxing. I think Regis will try and close the gap and make it interesting. I think the onus is on Regis to make it an interesting fight. If Regis is able to get to him at points, then it'll be interesting. If he's not, if he gets scored in there, then yes, it could be a boring fight.
I think it might be exciting because Regis might, knowing Regis, he might try and box with AD, right? And if he's losing that, he will revert to type, right? It doesn't say revert to type, but he will go, okay, cool. Let's land the big left or whatever, right, Flowz? The big trusty left. So if we get to a point where he's chasing Haney now, because I think he will be trying to walk Haney down. I think Regis made it very, very clear, Flowz, he does not respect Haney's power one bit. He believes Haney can't. He believes Haney can't lay a dent on him. So we're probably going to see Regis walking Haney down and try and set himself up for that big shot. That's when it might get exciting, maybe. But I'm excited for this fight regardless, Flowz. I think it'll be a good fight. These are two guys that I rate highly. These are two of the best currently. What's not to love? It can't be as bad as Shakur Edwin. So I don't think it will be as bad as that. So I'm anticipating a good fight. I look forward to it. Because again, Flowz, Haney's getting that rep now where people want to see him lose. So we're going to see a lot of talk, a lot of people tuning in, hoping Regis stops this guy. And I'm going to be intrigued to see, because Haney's quick to, lash out and talk about the haters. I'm intrigued to see everyone's reaction if he does win and what he does say and who he calls out next. If Haney wins, Flowz, for you, who do you want to see him face next? Because I know who I want him to fight.
140?
Yes, 140.
Go for the other belt. Mateus is I know you want Shakur to move up to 140.
No, it's not even that.
Okay, cool. I think he should try and go for undisputed again.
I need the Teofimo fight, Flowz. I've been needing that since 135. Since we saw that
you're wishful thinking.
I know it might be wishful thinking, but that's what I want him to go for next.
Yeah.
Ever since the little exchange with Bill and Teofimo Senior and both of them there, we're gonna do this on the zone, all that kind of I've needed this fight, Flowz. The build up will be sick. Two dads going at each other. They both know each other very well, both fighters. Yeah. I want the Teofimo fight for Haney next if he beats Thingy.
Yeah, I would love it too.
Haney's technically a free agent, no?
Yeah.
But obviously, this fight is on Matchroom DAZN. Obviously, he's signed with them again to. I don't think he's signed into like a couple fight deal. I think he's going on like a fight by fight basis.
Yeah.
Obviously, because he was with Matchroom before, then left to go and sign with Top Rank for 2 or 3 fights, and now he was free again. So he's come back to Matchroom, but I don't think he's locked into a couple fights. So yeah, he can easily go back over there because Teofimo is Top Rank. He has a good relationship with Bob to make that fight happen.
Yeah, but egos is what I sense. Teofimo seems like he's still in a weird place.
I don't mind him, man. I feel like with Teofimo, when the big fight's presented to him, Flowz, he gets up for it and he's on it. And he himself has talked about, him and Haney needing to fight at some point. So yeah, I know it's wishful thinking, though. I do know.
Yeah, I just think egos. Maybe Haney's a bit more rigid now because he went over there to get undisputed. And you saw the offers he took and whatever. So who knows? I've seen talking tough and maybe flexing a bit and saying, yeah, maybe they still think like you're gonna do it on the zone. But we'll see. Great fight if they can make it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like it's easy to make the Matthias still. I can't lie, Flowz.
Yeah, probably.
The TSB and PBC, you know how they move, so
yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah. Actually, it's worth mentioning. I'm just trying to see the undercard actually, because it is a Matchroom card. But I can see that your queen is fighting, Flowz.
Stop that.
Your queen, Ebony Bridges is fighting for one title.
No, that card's my queen. My queen just beat bus case. AB's free. That's
she is queen. Actually. Yeah, shout out to AB, man. The real face of boxing, as you said.
Yeah, that's the queen. I don't know who you're talking about.
Your other queen, Ebony Bridges, is fighting for world title. On the undercard. Andy Cruz as well, as we know, the great Keyshawn Davis Rattler is also fighting second fight. I think he's got another. He's fighting for another belt, another one of the minor belts. So yeah, if you want to tune into him, he's obviously seen as something that's very special. But yeah, all eyes will be on the main event for sure. Haney Prograis. Look forward to that. Other fight that's happening, Flowz, on Sunday. We got the new, obviously, WBA Cruiserweight champion in Chris Billam-Smith. He's fighting against Masternak. That's going down, on Sunday. In Bournemouth, as usual, for Chris Billam-Smith. I think we're both expecting Chris to come through this simple, right? And then Masternak is obviously very, very seasoned, been around for a long time, to be fair. Didn't he fight Belly back in the day?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, I remember fighting Belly back in way back in the day. Like, he's been
European
around.
Cruiserweight title, I believe it was back then. Yeah.
He's fighting. Yeah, let me confirm that. I'm pretty sure it was as well. Yep, for the European. Yep,
That's
back in Flowz.
Belly went on his run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flowz way back in 2015. So Masternak is as experienced as they come. He's never. I think this is technically his first title shot. Flowz. Yeah, I'm looking now. Yeah, his first full title shot. So it's taken him a long time, but he's finally got here. I think he's worked his way up to be mandatory. Yeah, this is a nice name for Chris Billam-Smith to have in his record. Experienced guy, been in there with a lot of good cruiserweights of the past, Duarte and whatnot. He was in the cruiserweight tournament of the World Super Series. He was in that tournament. So yeah, if I was home fans, expect Chris Billam-Smith to come through this, Flowz. If he wins, is it a Cody? Wait, I can't. Is it a Cody next, or is it going to be Reactpor?
One of the two. He signed for both of them. He says so.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, he did say that. Yeah, cool. Do you have a preference in terms of who comes first?
He's fought Reactpor before. He's fought both of them before.
He lost to Reactpor though. That's the thing.
Yeah. No preference. No preference really. Whichever one.
I'm finished. I know you're gonna say that because you don't even rate these fighters.
I really don't.
Because you know these fights can be stinkers.
Exactly what. I'm not looking forward to an exciting fight for either.
First, how can you not be chopping at the bit, man? This guy's like, oh man, whatever, man. Whatever comes for, I don't care.
Look, that last Cody fight was
peak. Horrible fight. Horrible,
So
horrible
look,
fight.
we'll probably react for first then. Yeah, but yeah,
You
I'm
know what?
not.
Yeah, I see the vision because yeah, I see the vision because if Reakpo wins, I still need the Reakpo Cody still, even though I know it's gonna be even though there's gonna be stick over fight flows.
Yeah,
After all the talk for years, it's been building up, and the red carpet rules, we kind of have to. They need to settle it in the ring, in my opinion. So
that needs to happen.
yeah, and I feel like the easiest way to happen is one of them beats Billam-Smith, and then they can both get it on. So yeah, maybe Reakpo is the easy one to make if that's easiest to make. Cool, but yeah. Eventually, look, these men are just holding it at this point now. Flowz, I thought Cody would take over the division. Maybe not. I'm putting my hopes on. All my stocks are going into Jairo Pataya. He's the only one I care about right now, Flowz. He's the most excited cruiserweight by far. I enjoy watching him work. He's cold. Pataya is the one that I care about at this point now, man. These other man, they can bounce still.
Yeah, we'll see which one of them wants to step in with him. I doubt any of them do, but honestly, I don't think we'll see any unifications between these men. I think Boxer will keep it in house, and I think a lot of these cruiserweights, I guess we'll talk about it. But we'll want to move up to heavyweight to get the cash. That's where the bread is. If they want to make any serious business in boxing, then they're going to be eyeing up moving up to heavyweight because no one's interested. Cruiserweight division, while we said it's on some form of resurgence, it really isn't. So we'll see.
Wait a second.
What?
I didn't realize Badu Jack vacated.
Did he?
Yeah, apparently because there's some new guy's got his belt now.
The hell?
Yeah. So it looks like Badu Jack vacated, and then Makabu was ordered to fight some guy called No Geva, Michaelian.
Yeah.
For the WBC title, and he knocked out Makabu in 3 rounds, and now he's champion.
I saw this.
I must have missed this still.
I didn't see the fight,
but why did Jack vacate? Weird.
I think he wanted to. Did he want to campaign at Bridgerweight or something? I think that's why he moved up.
Hang on, wait, I've got it up now.
I think he wanted to campaign at Bridgerweight.
Yes. He moved up to Bridgerweight now. Okay. Fair. Fair.
Man,
Jack's on the he's on a legacy thing now. That's what he's on now. Just chasing belts in different divisions. I hear it.
On the Roy Jones Jr. Just moving up. Moving up beyond these.
Fair play to Badu, man. Great fight over the years, but okay, I hear it. The Bridgerweight division is there for him. To be fair, like it's grabbable. Like we saw who do what's his name, who just beat our boy Babbage. He didn't look special. Yeah. He didn't look that special. He just looked aggressive. So yeah.
Okay.
Nah, fair. Yeah. So no Geva guy. I've never seen him, never heard of him, but he's champion apparently now. So yeah, that division is hilarious. I always saw the other day that the WBA have ordered our boy Gumalerion to fight Dorticos. And I'm thinking, yeah, this division stinks because how is Dorticos still going still? So that guy is ancient as well.
Yeah, it was like I said, I can't see these men trying to unify. Look, I can vacate. Yeah.
7 months after winning.
Yeah, look,
dipped.
But look, Jairo Pataya, yeah, he's the truth. Hopefully, maybe if he wants to unify, I'm sure he can beat all these men. So
yeah.
But I just think these men after bread
right now. Yeah, fair enough. Actually, Flowz, something I actually want to touch upon actually, because obviously I don't think it's happening now because I haven't seen anything. But Keith Thurman and Stan Jones was meant to be this coming weekend as well, December 9th.
Oh yeah,
remember?
Yeah, was it officially announced though?
I swear it was. I swear it was officially announced. I swear it was.
I'm sure it was. It was somewhat. It was announced, but I don't think I saw any flyers or promos or press conferences.
Any flyers? I haven't seen any press conferences. I've checked both the Instagrams. It's not there, but it was officially announced because I have a site that has. I swear it was officially announced.
I'm sure, like it was like news articles put out that it's been set. So maybe someone said it, but there was no official BBC. Here's the poster or nothing. I'm sure.
Did we not see a BBC poster that saying it was the last show of the year or something like that?
Once again, I saw a reporter maybe post that. One of these reporters. That's why I don't believe. That's why I can't. When I say I don't believe stuff, I see the poster, the flyer. I'm sure I didn't see a poster. I remember it being announced, but I'm trying to think who announced it. If it was a Mike Coppinger or something.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a Coppinger still, maybe.
Like one of these boxing channels posted it or something.
Fair. Well, yeah. Obviously, I don't know what happened for that one then. Boy, I don't know. Keith, I don't know. I don't know what going on for Keith Thurman at this point. Stanion has struggled to make fights as well. I don't know what going on either, but yeah, that was apparently meant to be this weekend, but it's obviously not happening anymore. Clearly, but yeah. But Flowz, I don't know if you saw the news as well about I think the WBA are hopping into the Bridgerweight gang as well.
That's what I wanted to mention.
Yeah, so following the WBC's footsteps, but they're calling it Super Cruiserweight, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So same thing, Bridgerweight.
Yeah.
Flowz, what are your thoughts, man?
We always say the WBC, the pioneers of this. The Bridgerweight division hasn't really caught fire for anyone.
Yeah.
Don't think we've seen too many fights. I had a glimpse of their rankings.
Yeah.
Had like Chevron Clark in there. Isaac Chamberlain was in there.
Wait, Isaac Chamberlain? Fair.
Yeah, in the top 10, I think they released their top 10. So yeah, if someone wants to go grab a belt that hasn't got access to a belt, I think that's why they were trying to be slick. Put in.
Yeah.
I think but yeah, if all the other divisions jump on board, it makes sense in terms of the super heavyweights. The big boys are just too big for some of the smaller heavyweights. The Babbages, we've said before, and then some of these cruiserweights are like big enough for heavyweight, but not big enough. So it's a good transitioning period, I think, for people who want to move up to heavyweight or people who want to grab a quick belt. But if it's just going to be a dull division, which the Bridgerweight has been so far, but I guess it's because there's only one governing body. If all the other governing bodies get involved, then maybe it could be interesting.
Yeah.
I doubt it, though.
Well, if two have joined the party, Flowz, you know, we said one first, WBC started, WBA joined, you know. That's why those are the two divisions. It's funny. Look at the two that joined, that set up. WBA, who are notoriously, they're the ones that started this whole super champion thing and all the belts.
Yep.
WBC jumped on with the franchise thing. I am not surprised. Quelle surprise that it's these two governing bodies that decide to do this and jump on. The two divisions that love money the most. The two governing bodies that love money the most. But no surprise at all that WBA and WBC have done this. But yeah, we could, if it's 2 out of the 4 are there, we could see WBO and IBF at some point. Who knows? But yeah, I guess just another weight class for certain guys. I feel like I've always said that theoretically it makes sense because you do have heavyweights that are just a bit too small, and some cruiserweights are just a bit too big. But it's going to take, I feel like, a lot of work for that division to be taken seriously, Flowz. I mean, like I said, you look at the caliber of the fighters that are listed in the division. Yeah. These are considered like also rans, you know, like washed up heavyweights or just heavyweights that are just never going to make the grade. You know what I mean? So until you get like an actual superstar in that division, you ain't going to see much from them. Like these fights ain't going to be heavily promoted. You know, for someone like Badger Jack, it's a nice way to say, oh yeah, I'm a 5 weight world champion or whatever it was, because he started off at the pin. I remember him from super middleweight days, obviously, and he's gone from super middleweight. You know, he's climbed the ranks, so yeah, he can easily say that. But other guys like Babbage and whatnot, they were never considered like serious contenders, right, Flowz? So yeah. I'm
looking at the list now.
Right,
you got Chevron Clark 10, Isaac Chamberlain 11, Andrew Tabiti 8.
The beast.
Baddy Jack ranked number 4 in it. That Mary guy. Mary's 7. The rest of the list is
Wait, who?
The French Riyad Mary.
Oh yeah, Mary. Okay, yes, I remember him. Yeah. As I said, these guys.
Tichenko, Russian.
I feel like
Evgeny, Leon Half, Alexei Egorov.
These guys aren't good like that. Like, let's be real. Let's keep calling a spade. Like these guys. Barry Jack is 40. He was good, but he's old now. Like I'm saying, these guys aren't considered top guys. I'm surprised Chamberlain's there. He's actually a cruiserweight. So yeah, but yeah. We'll see with that one, bro. But I'm not really rushing to see Bridgerweight fights right now. I can't lie. Or super cruiserweight fights, let's put it that way. But yeah, Flowz, I think we can call it a day there, right?
Yeah.
All right, then. Guys, episode 171 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
As always, guys, please keep liking, subscribing around the streams. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.